keep those. Look at here, we got some kids wanting the horn. Let's get them. What is going on, folks? Hey, can anybody guess where I'm at? Oh my God, some of the best county roads, country roads, U.S. highway roads you'll ever find in the country. Now, hopefully I don't run into a skinny road, but anyway, guys, what do you think about that almost $6 a gallon diesel fuel? Oh my God. Really? Let me fix this. Let me put that windy up. Now, I filled up today. I only put on 100 gallons because I damn sure didn't want to pay prices up here. So where I did fill up, so I can get up here and get back, it was $5.52. And with my fuel discount, I'm thinking I only got 15 cents off because my fuel card I've been using is went to garbage. So it's time to get back my NASTIC card. I used to not like NASTIC because they're politics. I didn't like the $250 a year. I didn't like the sales gimmick, the sales pitch they preach at you to get access to the card, which, I mean, for a one truck operation, in my preference, I don't need that, don't want that. But the TMS software they have is pretty awesome stuff. I just choose not to use it. Goodness, man, I hope you guys can see down there. It's pretty down there. Maybe it's all right for me to be up here. But anyway, it's not for me. I'm more of a pen and pad kind of guy for my bookkeeping. But I am thinking about getting some truck and accounting software. But anyway, back to the fuel at hand. Where is it going to stop? $5.52 down in Virginia. $5.52, and that's just insane. And what's insane really is I dug back and I looked through the historical fuel prices. We are at an all-time high, just to let you know. The last time it got close to what it is now is back in 2008. And if you guys can remember what happened in 2008, yeah, it wasn't good. It ain't looking good, and I better slow my butt down. Going 50 at a 35 isn't good either. So, yeah, it ain't looking good. But I make this video in hopes. A lot of chatter across the interwebs is, you know, the world's coming to an end, trucking's coming to an end, the rates are garbage, the fuel's high, and punch bug. And the thing about it is, it all goes back to an old saying. You set your business model on a down market, and you're good. Because even in a down market, which looks like we're headed towards, the people with low obligation expenses are good. I've said it many times and times again. In trucking, you cannot control much of anything other than your expenses. You can't control the rate. You can't control the insurance rates or expenses. You can't control the fuel prices. You can't control any of that. The only thing you can control is how much money goes out of your pocket for your expenses, being your truck payment, your trailer payment, in your home bills. More importantly, your home bills. You can't live that executive lifestyle at home and have the executive lifestyle in trucking in a good market and keep it sustainable. When we go into a down market, now you're trying to live that executive lifestyle at home on a bag boy salary. I mean, it just don't make sense. So let that sink in. You can only control your expenses. Low monthly obligation is key in trucking, especially being an owner-operator, because there's so many variables that's going to tear us down, like these fuel prices. I'm not really seeing a crash on, or a big hindrance on the rates right yet, because I just left the house. I went down south to Mobile for like $4.50 a mile, and I came up here to where I'm at now, long miles, for I think $3.20 something, $3.30 a mile. I mean, I'm doing good. Now here's the point I'm getting at. Less than a year and a half 2 years ago, this is even pre-COVID, before COVID hit, before March 2020, people were scrambling to get $2 a mile. And now people saying the rates are garbage. I don't. Me and you don't. We don't see eye to eye. I just don't see it because the rates are here, and a lot of the rates, like I say on the DAT board videos, you know, the markets change. It's like a living, breathing organism. This market might be hot now. It might not be tomorrow. Different markets are different at different times. Are hot and cold. So when one gets hot, you stay there. When one gets cold, you go somewhere else. That's like I left the house at $4.50 something a mile, coming up here for $3.30 something a mile, and even with the high diesel expense, in our group, the Rate Chasers Facebook group, there's a link in the description if you want to join. One of the guys commented. He said, you know, $6 miles to the gallon in his truck on average, and if it gets $6 a gallon, it's going to be $6 or $1 per mile for him to operate his truck, and that's pretty terrible. I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was operating my truck at 45 cents a mile, and now it's so far it's. Well, I didn't even crunch the numbers on 5.52, but before I left the house, I crunched the numbers, and I better slow down. School's on. I crunched the numbers, and leaving the house, I was looking at about 75 cents a mile operation just for my diesel expense. Again, I don't have no control over that unless other than going slow and driving proactive. But when you're getting $4.50 a mile, after my fuel expense, I'm still making $3.75 a mile profit. Now my truck, trailer, and insurance is about a quarter a mile. It's actually a little less. So even after fuel, truck, trailer, and insurance, I'm still turning that first run at $3.50 a mile profit net, minus 10% for how long does this thing go for? Damn, that's a big old high school. What was I saying? Maintenance. Even if I take out, say, 10% of maintenance, I'm still rolling in the net for over $3 a mile. So I really can't complain. Coming up here, I'm still rolling in the net $2.25, $2.50 a mile. So it still makes sense to me. It's all right. And I said this a long time ago, and I'm going to regurgitate it. Whenever I set my authority up, I set my business model up to $1.20 a mile. So as long as the rates are $1.20 with decent fuel, that is, I can operate. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if fuel gets to $6 a gallon, or $6 a gallon, and my truck also averages about 6 miles a gallon in winter blend, $1 is just gonna pay for my fuel. 25 cents is gonna pay for my truck, trailer, and insurance. So now my business model needs to make at least $1.75, $1.80 just to keep the lights on at home, guys. So I said all that to say this. I don't mind the high fuel prices. They come and go. I hope it's not an indicator that the market's about to crash or we're about to have a recession. So I'm not worried about the fuel. The thing I am worried about is the rates. If the rates start dropping and we get like the rates were with COVID, they ain't none of us going to be able to operate. I just said, I need at least, with this fuel, I need at least, just to keep the lights on. I'm not talking about vacations and savings account money going in. I'm just talking about just to keep the lights on and keep our bellies fed. I need at least $1.75 with this diesel price, at least. And then I'm being paid, like a low-end company driver. But if rates fall under $2 a mile with this high diesel price, God help us. That's all I can say. God help us. As it stands right now, a lot of the folks that came into this high-end market, this $4, $5, $6 a mile freight, overinflated trucks. I mean, people are spending $250,000 for new trucks right now. I mean, what in the hell? Oh, damn. I gave $80,000 for my truck in 2017. I could not imagine spending $250,000 for one right now. But people do. I cannot imagine to be in the shoes of those people that came into the industry, bought a truck, overinflated price, bought a trailer, super overinflated price, especially at New Authority with super inflated insurance rates. You know, a lot of guys, I ain't crunched their numbers or just a number for the high-end payments like that. I ain't crunched the numbers. But I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there that can't make a profit no less than $3 a mile, or even, some of you probably $4 a mile. So I really feel sorry for you guys that are in those shoes. And don't let that discourage you if you happen to fall on your face and you lose everything you got. Don't let that discourage you. If you want to be in this industry, pull up your bootstraps, as old Life is Good used to say, and get back in it. But next time, buy in the market when it's in a down market. That way you can keep sustainable when we have a crash in trucking. And, you know, you just can't, it's like the stock market, or it's like crypto. I use crypto for example. There's a lot of people that are holding the bag in crypto. Shiba Inu went through the roof. I bought in low, I made quite a little bit of money, and I sold. And when I sold, people were still buying in, and a lot of those people that bought in a high are still holding the bag because the market done went back down. They're sitting there holding the bag, and what their $1,000 worth is now worth 50 bucks. I don't know the numbers per se. I'm just saying they're holding the bag because they bought in at the high. That's like the trucking in the last year and a half. We've been in the freaking high. You do not buy a truck. You do not go into business in an industry high. You wait for everything to levelize and go back down and buy it in a low market. It's just smart business. I always say, you know, sometimes you got to be a businessman before you are a truck driver in this field. But guys, don't let the fuel discourage you. It will drop back down. And also, the only thing we need to worry about is if the rates was to crash like they did in the first part of COVID, where they was trying to push freight for less than $1 a mile. Guys, all I can say is God help us. So keep your heads up and keep those. Look at here, we got some kids wanting the horn. Let's give them. They even had a video, or even had her phone out. She's TikTok. Y'all keep an eye on my truck and TikTok. Kids are loving us nowadays. Come on. Anyways, guys, keep your heads up. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And we'll see you guys in that next video. See you, bye.